Hello everyone, I'm John, this is Sean.
Alright.
And this is Everyday Food Reviews, and today we've got a curry.
We finally got a curry. We've wanted to review curry for a long time. I've had a couple of curries in Liverpool. One of the ones I had, the onion bhajis were frozen when they arrived, and that put me off a little bit. But we had an Instagram message from Anamul at Curry Pilao in Dingle, and he said that he's seen our videos and likes them, which is even better.
What a guy.
And he'd really appreciate it if we'd review some of his curry. So naturally I agreed to that.
Why not?
And we're inside as well.
Yeah.
We're allowed to record inside, and we've got a bigger table so we can be more distanced than outside, so I think that's actually safer, if anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, we put in an order, and I picked it up from Dingle and then drove to John's house in rush hour. So I'm pretty chilled out today. But we picked up a few things. We picked up mixed kebab starter, and everything's beautifully labelled. And it's worth mentioning as well that when I went in, I was recognised instantly.
You've made it, lad.
Yeah, I had my sunglasses on and my face mask. I'm not sure if we have to wear a face mask. I just wore it.
I do. In every job I go into, it's just nice courtesy, you know?
Yeah, and helps avoid being recognised, given our relative celebrity. But no, it's recognised, which felt nice. And yeah, everyone in there was lovely. They've given us everything we asked for, and on top of that, a chicken tikka masala, seeing as that is their most popular dish. And also mint sauce, onion, chutney and poppadoms, which were on top of what we asked for, so that's fantastic. Can't say fairer than that. First impressions of going in there and picking up the food were very good. Which is something we often forget to mention.
Yeah.
A couple of people have said that we should mention that. We often forget. What we actually ordered, cheese naan, because that's my favourite type of naan bread usually, and I've ordered a lamb tikka dansak.
And I got a butter chicken. I do love a butter chicken.
And the keema pilau rice.
Yeah.
To share. So we got lots of spoons to share.
And you spoke about the mixed kebab, didn't you?
I mentioned that we got the mixed kebab starter.
Yeah. Because we wanted to review a few meats, and it's just, you know, instead of having like a lamb starter, chicken tikka starter, a seekh kebab, and then bhajis, you know, that can hang out. And we don't want to take the mick, you know.
No.
So it's just easier to get a mixed starter each.
Which does come with an onion bhaji, because I wasn't going to order an Indian and not get an onion bhaji.
No, exactly.
But yeah, we had a look at the menu together over WhatsApp, and I said to John, should we get like onion bhaji and chicken tikka or something? He said the mixed ones come with onion bhaji, so get that. And then we tried more of everything. I was like, yeah, I didn't notice that come with onion bhaji. So the mint sauce is yellow, which is interesting. It's also delicious. Yeah, I've not seen a yellow one before.
It tastes a bit more fruity. I wonder if he uses like a different fruit or like dressing to make it up.
I think normally yellow is going to be turmeric.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got mango lassi as well.
Oh yeah. I love lassi. Yeah, you don't see it all that often. And these come like that, which is great.
Yeah, it's great for driving here as well. I think it's sealed up with cling film, which is presumably how they give it to the delivery drivers and stuff. So that didn't make a mess in the car, which is a bonus.
That bhaji's well good.
Yeah.
That is a top bhaji. I mean, we really like the ones from Fort of India as well. They're a bit of a different makeup. I think I was chatting to Adam at Bus Stop News actually today. As we mentioned, Adam is Arabic. He's from Yemen originally. Has a shop in St Helens and lives in Liverpool. And he said going down Lodge Lane, not during like Ramadan, I think it was a few weeks ago. He said it then, but right, and especially when it's all open again properly. He said it's like you can go over one side of the road and they're doing like chicken, and it might be yellow because it's going to be seasoned with all the turmeric and stuff like that. And then bang over like Tureen, for example, and then over the road there might be. He said there's like a shop called Aleppo. And he said they like barbecue it, so like the chicken looks black.
Yeah.
But then it's just so like tender and juicy inside. So it's amazing how you've got like almost the same culture or very similar cultures, but they do things so differently, and everything tastes incredible in its own way.
Yeah.
And again, it's like almost like this bhaji, like the Fort of India one's a bit more crispy.
They're smaller and crispy, aren't they?
Yeah, and this one's a bit more. I don't know, maybe a bit more juicy, but like just as flavoursome in different ways.
I think it's spicier.
Yeah, I'd go with that.
Certainly one of the spicier bhajis I've had. Like, it's not like it's hot and uncomfortable.
It looks like this one's been grilled or fried, whereas I think the Fort of India one is almost like deep fried. Or it looks like.
I think this one's probably deep fried. I think
with the burnt ends.
Okay, maybe.
And they're a bit different, which I like.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed that bhaji a lot. I'm gonna try some of the naan.
Oh, I might say some naan.
The naan's gone a bit cold while I've been driving here and setting up and everything.
That's the only problem with doing things, isn't it? Like sometimes you have to. I only got home late, maybe 10 minutes. I could have maybe set up a bit more than I did.
You mean at all? You could have set up something.
Yeah. Oh, I'll try that now. So we got a poppadom and a spicy poppadom as well. We're not reviewing poppadoms. Might just say they're nice.
Yeah, I like poppadoms with my curry. I'm not the biggest fan of rice.
Yeah. I change. Sometimes, and it depends on what I want to be eating. Whether I'm trying to lose a bit of weight, or just want to stay off some carbs, or it's one of those. Sometimes I'll just have rice, no bread or chips and stuff, and other times I'll just not want rice and just eat it with bread.
Yeah, the naan's really nice. I think you expressed some trepidation about a cheese naan because you said in your experience they're just processed cheese slices.
I have had a naan like that, yeah. And it can probably put me off now, like cheese naans. It was ages ago. I couldn't even tell you where I had it. And you never know, they might have just done it on the odd occasion because they had no cheese left. And they just thought, convenience store next door, it might sell cheese slices. It does. Let's throw it in. But
yeah, I think I've had one once that's been cheese slices. Every other time it's been either like this with sort of a bit of cheese in the middle, or it's had melted cheese on top.
Yeah.
But in any case, this one's nice. The chicken is really good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow. It's just like tender and juicy and just fills you with glee.
I think that's some of the most tender chicken tikka I've ever had. Quite often it's cut up really small and it ends up being quite dry. This is big chunks of chicken and it's really tender.
Yeah, I find that sometimes because it is smaller, the meat's definitely drier.
And you can see how much of the marinade's permeated there. Lamb is similarly sized.
I like the lamb. I prefer my lamb sometimes a bit more done than I definitely like steak. Obviously, a lot of my friends joke that I'll have my steak still alive, as blue as you sometimes, minimal frying on each side. Whereas lamb, I think sometimes it can be just as flavoursome when it's been on like in a frying pan or on a grill for longer. Not all of lamb. It depends on the cut and what you're cooking. Yeah.
I think with lamb, it tends to suffer a lot in the same way as chicken, but to even more so, it tends to be dry and very chewy.
Mm-hmm.
That lamb isn't. That's exceptional. It might be the best lamb tikka I've had. Quite often in a curry, the lamb's not so dry because it's like cooked in the sauce and you don't notice. But this is like dry insofar as there's no sauce on it or anything, but it's so tender.
Like I think some cuts, especially when it's like small like this, sometimes like you won't see it on the camera. It's only slightly pink in the middle, almost like it's medium. It's been done medium, maybe even medium well. That's okay for lamb because I think lamb as well can suffer. Is you could have lamb rare or you could have well done. Lamb's going to taste really not good if it's been seasoned badly. I think you could say that for a lot of stuff though as well. Like if it's been seasoned badly, it's going to not taste great.
Yeah. Look how red that is. Is this shish kebab?
Or seek kebab. I think it's seek.
Seek kebab. Yeah, it's red all the way through, so I'm expecting this to be flavourful.
That's good. That's still like nice and moist and tender inside. It's really good. And even though it is going a bit colder now, and that's fair enough, but it's still good.
It's delicious.
Like that, I think that shows how good something is. Even if you can't eat it straight away or it's been delivered or something. Sometimes I think, like you say, it dries out or just this hasn't.
The flavour's exceptional as well.
This is a strong start because I get a mixed kebab every time I have an Indian. Even like Fort of India, if I'm getting a sandwich, I'll get a mixed kebab because I want to try all the meats and this is incredible.
I think as well this is something like £4.50 for all that meat and the onion bhaji. You could make a meal of just that and a naan bread, or if you're at home you could get a wrap or something, just dump that in a wrap with some of this sauce and this onion salad and you've got a nice kebab sandwich. I think they do sandwiches or snack wraps they call them, don't they?
Yeah, they call them snack wraps.
Yeah.
I think they were about £4.50.
Yeah.
So they wrapped up in was it a naan it was wrapped up in?
I think so. So I'm guessing that will have about half as much meat in, given that the naan breads are about £2.
Yeah, about half a naan. Maybe 4 or 5 pieces of meat. A salad in as well. It's not bad. Like I wouldn't be opposed to that.
Oh, meat's so good. Meat's really good. I'm very impressed. I'd like to say thank you again to Curry Pilao. It's not often we get offered things to review. We spend a lot of time and a lot of our own money on a lot of things. So for somebody to reach out and say we like your videos, we want you to review this, it's really heartwarming and it means a lot. And also we get a free meal, which is a bonus.
The mango lassi is good.
Yeah, I think you mentioned previously you always get a mango lassi from anywhere that does one, and it's not. I've only had it one time from yours, and it was from a bottle, and I enjoyed it.
It was something they made. It was just they just bought it for you to bring home, kind. But yeah,
it's really good. It tastes of yogurt and mango. I don't know if other people.
No, that's pretty much what it is. It's mango and mango yogurt kind of drink.
Yeah. So, lamb tikka dansa. What I'm noticing first of all is there's actually a lot of lamb in it. Some places you go, you have to sort of fish around for the lamb. and it's mostly just sauce. There seems to be a lot of lamb.
Oh, that looks good on the top there.
That's your butter chicken.
It's really nice and buttery. For those of you who've not had a butter chicken, it is typically very sweet. Very buttery, very creamy. Just tastes really good.
The dansak, I think, is cooked with... Excuse me, I think it's a bit spicier and it's got a lot of lentils in it. It's kind of a... I think it's generally quite sweet as well. But it's been so long since I've ordered a curry, I couldn't remember what I normally order, but I remember this is something I have ordered before. It smells good. Yeah, that's amazing. How's yours?
It's definitely looks like there's a bit of cheese on the top as well.
Cheese?
That's what it looks like, look. Stringy.
Oh, okay. I don't think I've actually had butter chicken before.
So it's definitely some butter chickens the restaurants or the takeaways do make it a bit spicier. This one's definitely more on the spicy side of butter chicken,
Right?
Than I've probably been used to in the past. I have had it spicy in the past, but overall the flavour's really good.
Given that the naan bread, not the naan bread, the onion bhaji was a bit spicy, you might expect it to be a bit spicier than what you'd normally get. So again, this keema rice, this isn't something I've had before either, but it's something you get. And it's rice, it's pilau rice with bits of minced lamb in it. So you can see them, they're very red, which is nice.
Usually a bit on the spicier side.
You see, with something like that, you could just get that as a meal on its own if you wanted.
The keema rice?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I mean, that's all, you know, you go to a Chinese restaurant and you get chicken fried rice or something. It's got like little bits of chicken in like that. And this was something like £3 for the keema rice.
Yeah.
So if I was into rice, that's what I'd do. There's a fair bit of lamb in that.
Yeah, you're probably going to get keema rice now more often when you do get rice.
When I do get rice, yeah.
Yeah.
That's really nice. Like I say, I don't get rice, but I could get on with that. This dansak's pretty spicy as well.
I'd love to find out actually, because like I say, some butter chickens I've had is just like really creamy. More, it's that's a lot more orange than I've seen before in the past as well. I have seen one that's like even more orange or darker red than that. That was from a place called Tiffin in Liverpool.
Oh yeah.
And then I've had a butter chicken like from the Fort of India, and that's more yellow, almost reminiscent of a korma.
Right.
And that's really like just really mild, really sweet, really creamy. So it'd be interesting to find out if it's like a regional thing. Because they've got like, especially in India, they've got like, there's like 3, 4, maybe even more languages than that in there. Like Urdu, Hindi, there's another one. Yeah.
I don't know.
I know them two off the top of my head. There is a third, I think, as well. So, but I wonder if it's a regional thing where they might use more spice.
Well, I think a lot of these dishes are heavily influenced by the West, aren't they?
Some of them are, yeah. Like the chicken tikka masala, which we'll get onto at some point.
Yeah. And I know things like chicken balti. I think balti was invented in Birmingham.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It could even be like a UK regional thing. I don't know. I don't know how much of each culture or region has influence on which dishes, to be honest. But yeah, it'd be, if anybody knows...
when Anamul sees this,
yeah.
let us know.
Yeah. Like I can message him on Instagram before we upload the video.
Yeah.
See if he knows anything. I imagine he'd know something. But yeah, he's a very good lad.
That keema rice is good. It's almost like best way to describe that is it's almost like that seek kebab. Just grinded up.
That's what it looks like.
And just
to me.
put straight into the rice, which is just really good, especially when that like seek kebab was so good.
Yeah. I'm conscious of the midnight delivery video that I did when the second time when they got in touch and said we saw your review and it was a bit negative. Do you want us to sort you some stuff out for free and you can do it again? And there was one of the comments like, "Yep, sounds like you've been bribed." I'm a bit conscious of that comment while we're being so positive. But I think most people who watch our videos will know that we're just honest, and we're going to be honest whether we bought something or been sent something. We're just going to be honest about it. Sometimes that's to a fault, but it's what it is.
Yeah.
If nothing else, that's what this channel's about to me. Obviously, primarily it's making videos and having fun together. But then in terms of the value that it offers to anybody watching, I try and put honesty above anything else, even entertainment and stuff.
Well, we've already said, I could have said that was the best butter chicken I ever had, but I have not, because it's probably more on the spicier side than I'm used to.
See, to me, I'd probably prefer that, because I think the reason I've not gotten butter chicken before is because I've got this idea in my head that it's very, very mild, so I've tended to avoid it. So I think, given what you've said, if I go there again, which I probably will, I'd probably order the butter chicken, I think.
Yeah, see, whereas for me, I do prefer it more mild.
Yeah.
So would I get this butter chicken again? Potentially not. I might try the chicken tikka masala or...
Speaking of which, should we try the chicken tikka masala?
So if you want to counteract that potential comment, that butter chicken, personally, is probably too spicy or more spicy than what I'm used to.
Yeah, well, like I say, to me that sounds appealing. I think that the chicken seems to have fewer pieces, but they're bigger pieces.
Which I think is good. Because, you might get some curries and, like you say, you have to fish around in the sauce. And overall, I think, especially when I've eaten in restaurants like Fort of India, it's usually come in the nice little metal dishes, and you actually see nice chunks of chicken, and it's quality over everything else. Yeah. And that is what sets some takeaways in restaurants have had, to be honest.
Yeah. This smells strongly of coconut. It smells really good. So, did I mention in the video? I know I've told you before the video, but yeah, Anamul insisted that we try the chicken tikka masala. He said it's their most popular dish, which isn't surprising. I think it's a very popular curry. It's not something I normally go for. I think I probably should get it more often, to be honest. But like I say, I've not had an Indian in a long time.
Chicken's well good again. Wow.
That sauce is insane. It's really sweet and rich and creamy.
See that's more like what I'm used to with a butter chicken. It's very similar, slightly different flavour, but that's really good. Different colour as well. Definitely, I don't know, looks a bit more natural. Some tikka masalas typically very red.
Yeah.
It's the same kind of colour that a chicken tikka is.
Yeah.
Like you've got in your box there, it's like that kind of red. And like you say, they just sometimes taste incredibly too much of coconut, incredibly sweet. There's a nice little balance of flavour in here.
There's It tastes like what I would recognise as a korma, really sweet and creamy and nutty, but with a bit more sharpness and a bit more spice to it. Which is a good thing, because again, that's I do like korma, but I don't get it because, you know, you generally want a bit more spice, even though the flavour is amazing and it's delicious. I think this is perfect for that. I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I do like the korma, but that for me would be probably my staple order from Curry Pilao.
Yeah.
It'd be hard for me to not get that. I'd probably start getting like snack wraps with one of those and a naan bread or a load of poppadoms and just. Yeah, that's the kind of thing I would then do.
Yeah, this is amazing. I think this is the best tikka masala I've had. Because sometimes, again...
That's the tikka masala, actually, not that one.
Yeah, sometimes they just taste like tomato.
Yeah.
They've got a lot of flavour. They taste more like, I don't know, a Rogan Josh or a Madras without the spice. But this tastes like its own thing. It tastes amazing.
I'm very impressed. So if you were to buy all this, do you remember what it would have come out at?
I think for the lot, because the lassie, it wasn't cheap, but I know you like to get it and you consider it more of a treat. So I think that on its own was £3 something. But everything else apart from the tikka masala that was added on extra, I think the basket was something like 33 quid. But if you order from their own website, there's a 10% discount as well.
That's pretty reasonable. So 30 quid for 2 starters, 2 curries, a naan bread with rice.
Yeah.
But it's pretty reasonable. Quite what you'd expect to pay.
Yeah, I would think so. I think the curries were about £7 each, the rice was about £3.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Mixed kebabs were £4.50 odd each.
That's pretty much bang on what I pay at other places, yeah, so... And I think the quality reflects that.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't be disappointed if I got any of this food for that price, which I think is, first and foremost, what people expect for their money.
I think I'll be ordering more Indians in Liverpool now. Or, yeah. Like I say, when I moved to Kenny, I ordered that one, and it was from a place round the corner. I'm not even sure where it was, because we ordered online, and then looked it up, and it was round the corner. And the bargees arrived, and they were literally frozen in the middle. And I was like... Just order Chinese. Liverpool's good for Chinese. Just stick to that. Chinese and kebabs and pizza and stuff. But yeah, this has reignited my faith in Indian food from Liverpool. I'm very, very impressed. I expected to be impressed because I think this is something else I've said when I was talking about the midnight delivery one. People who've watched any of our videos wouldn't message us and ask us to do a review unless they were confident that it was going to be a good one. I think
we're always a bit apprehensive because you think, please let it be good.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to really, like...
I don't want to have to say anything bad.
I don't want to knock someone for... for a whole meal kind of thing.
Yeah.
You think, and even, like you say, even though you know they wouldn't message you unless they were proper confident that they were good, you still have that apprehension.
That meal was phenomenal.
Yeah. Mate, you've not eaten your salad.
I've not eaten... Are you going to eat any of the salad, John, after that comment the other day?
Oh, we're going to talk about that comment?
Well... We had a comment the other day that suggested that John wouldn't be so expletively fat if he ate salad. And I don't know about you, but my thoughts are, I think the salad's pretty futile at this point. Do you know what I mean? It's like, you need to find something.
Well, my first comment was, Sean eats salad.
I do eat salad.
Are you fat, Sean?
Just a bit.
There you go.
I think morbidly obese.
This is out the salad box, so it counts.
It's a small thing, but I really, really like the fact that everything's...
There you go, mate.
I don't think he's watching a lot of other videos, to be honest. I really like the fact that they're all in the resealable plastic boxes.
Yeah, instead of the metal tin trays with the cardboard lids.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can be really hard to put back together.
Yeah.
It depends how heavy-handed you are, obviously, getting into them. But try some butter chicken, mate. I'm just munching away on this chicken tikka masala.
Do you want to try any of this?
Yeah, go on, I'll try some. This is going to be a long video now.
Okay. Thank you. But yeah, it's not something you often think about, but it is easier to just put the lid back on and put it in the fridge for the next day or the next hour.
And you can microwave them.
You can microwave them, which you can't with a tin. You can eat straight from them if you're so inclined. And for me as well, if I'm taking any of this home, I can seal it up and put it in the bag and not worry about getting curry all over my car like I might be if it was in the foil trays. So that's really great.
I'm impressed.
This butter chicken, it's really tender. It's spicier than the tikka masala. I'd say it might be hotter than the dansak even.
Yeah.
Which I didn't expect.
No.
But I do prefer the tikka masala. I think that was incredible. But this butter chicken's very good. I think I'd probably appreciate this more than you do, given what you said.
Yeah. Like I said, for me, this tikka masala is normally what I'm used to. Like, as we know from previous videos, I've got a sweet tooth. And this just plays into my hands, like big lumps of chicken, sweet chicken tikka masala. Just like butter chicken from other places.
Yeah.
Exceptional.
Well, that's actually a lot hotter than I expected, even after what you said. It's really nice, though.
Yeah, it's really good. It's more mild than the one I had from Tiffin. Whether or not Tiffin's changed, because it was a few years ago since I lived in Huyton. Yeah, it's definitely more mild.
Is Tiffin the one by the exit to the M62?
Yeah, near the Rocket.
Yeah.
Again, though, very very good Indian restaurant.
Yeah, I pass them every time on my way back from yours and think, I should go there for an Indian. I won't think that anymore. I found somewhere. Oh, I probably should still. No bias.
No, but I would like to thank Anamul again for getting in touch, because for my tea, that has sorted me right out.
Yeah, very generous.
I'm not even eating all like one curry or anything. It's just like, it's so good. And the keema rice, that's exceptional. Like, oh, it's about one of the best keema rices I've had.
Is it?
Yeah, because some of it, like I said, some of them can be spicy. I don't think that's always a good thing. Like, obviously, because I'm not I don't mind spice, but I usually just tend to avoid it for digestive reasons. But that's really good.
I'm working from home.
Yeah.
I can take my work laptop anywhere in my house.
Whereas that, like you say, you could have a small tikka masala, you could pour that all in one dish and just have it, and just like be chuffed as out.
Chuffed us out.
Chuffed as out, mate. Nice little mannerism to round off the video.
Yeah. Yeah, probably should round it out.
Yeah, well that curry was buzzing.
Yeah.
thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Cheers.